The World Baseball Classic was hype last time around. They're running it back now for a 5th time in baseball history, and today I'm going to be telling you everything that you need to know before viewing the World Baseball Classic for 2023. Like and subscribe if you do enjoy the video. I truly would appreciate it. So here's everything you need to know about the World Baseball Classic. Let's start off with the format. There's going to be 4 pools of 5 teams that will play round-robin games to determine seeding. Top 2 teams from each pool will be moving on to the single elimination tournament. Pool A consists of the Chinese Taipei, the Netherlands, Cuba, Italy, and Panama. Pool B consists of Japan, Korea, Australia, China, and the Czech Republic. Pool C has the USA, Mexico, Colombia, Canada, and Great Britain. And Pool D has Puerto Rico, Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, Israel, and Nicaragua, who's making their first ever appearance in the World Baseball Classic. As far as tiebreakers go, the lowest quotient of fewest runs allowed divided by the numbers of defensive outs recorded in games between the teams that are tied is how that's the number 1 tiebreaker. Of course, after like head to head, this is what would happen. So it's all about like what you prevent, if that makes any sense. So it's all about how many outs you get and how many runs you prevent. The next would be the lowest quotient of fewest earned runs allowed divided by the number of defensive outs recorded in games between the teams that are tied. So again, just taking a bunch of defense into account, that's how they're going to do these tiebreakers. This is what's completely unique, completely different from the MLB. The highest batting average in games in that round between the teams that are tied would be the next tiebreaker, which would absolutely suck. The top 2 teams from every pool will move on to a 8-team single elimination bracket. As far as the pitching rules go, there's a maximum of 65 pitches per game during pool play for a pitcher, a maximum per 80 pitches per game for every quarterfinal round game, and 95 pitch maximum for during the championship round. You must rest your man for 4 days after a 50 pitch outing, and a minimum of 1 day's rest for a 30 pitch outing. There is no pitching back-to-back days at any point. There is a mercy rule in the World Baseball Classic. If a team leads by 10 or more runs after the 7th inning or 15 or more runs after the 5th inning, the umpires can end the game. Does not mean that they will. Other than that, the rules will be very similar to that of the MLB. So now let's take a look at some of the rosters coming up here for the World Baseball Classic. The Chinese Taipei have really only one guy coming here from the major leagues. Kai-Wei Tang, who's in the San Francisco Giants minor league system, and then Chang Sung Chi, who's in the Pittsburgh Pirates minor league system. Other than that, it's all a bunch of guys who are playing in China or in somewhere around there. So it's going to be interesting to see how this team does. Cuba has Ronald Bolaños, who's in the Kansas City Royals minor league system. Ronis Elias for the Chicago Cubs. Miguel Romero from the Oakland Athletics. Andy Ibanez, who's in the Detroit Tigers. Yoan Moncada, the starting third baseman for the Chicago White Sox. Yoenis Cespedes, that's a blast from the past. Guy who went to the Mets and almost helped him win a World Series. Luis Robert as well is going to be on this team. So this is like an okay team. Down here to Team Italy. Angels pitcher Glenn Albanese Jr., Alessandro Ercolini from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Matt Festa from the Mariners, Joe LaSorsa from the Tampa Bay Rays, Joey Marciano, Brian Marcani, Vinny Natoli, a bunch of guys here in the minor league system of a bunch of various different teams. There are a lot of minor leaguers, especially pitchers, that are here on Team Italy. So a team that might do some damage, but I'm going to guess no. I'll get to my predictions at the end of the video. Team Netherlands has some interesting names on it. Xander Bogaerts, Didi Gregorius are going to be on this team. Kenley Jansen is going to be at the back end of this bullpen. Some other minor leaguers are also mixed in here as well. Andrelton Simmons is going to be on this team. That's going to be an interesting one. Jonathan Scope is on this team. Chadwick Tromp, that's a name everyone knows. So this team actually does have potential to do something in the World Baseball Classic. Down here to Team Panama. Paulo Espino is a guy that some people know about. He is with the Washington Nationals. Luis Castillo is actually on this team as well. But other than that, there's really not a lot going on here. Team Panama not in the best position. They're also in a very tough pool. Team Australia has a couple guys who are in the big leagues, not a ton. Liam Hendricks obviously would be there, but he's battling that cancer thing going on with him, so hopefully he gets better soon. Other than that, there's not a lot to get excited about here with this Team Australia. Team Japan, oh baby. Yu Darvish right there at the top of the list. Shohei Ohtani, yeah, he's going to be there. How about this for a curveball? Lars Nootbaar, that stud on the Cardinals, who he's going to be playing for Team Japan. Masataka Yoshida, the new Boston Red Sox outfielder. Just to name a couple of the names there. This is going to be a very good team. Coming here to Team South Korea, they have Tommy Edman and Ha-Sung Kim in the middle of that infield, which is actually kind of funny. Tommy Edman, yeah, he's going to be on that team. Other than that, there are no big leaguers. Everyone else is in the KBO League. Team China has one minor leaguer, that's Alan Carter. Everyone else is in, it looks like, the Chinese National Baseball League. Except for, this is an interesting one, Yusuke Masago is actually in the Japanese Industrial League. He was born in Japan, yet he is playing for Team China. Team Czech Republic's a kind of an interesting one. Most people play in the Extraliga League. Looks like one minor leaguer, that's Boris Večerka. Hopefully I did not butcher that name, probably did. Other than that, Czech Republic, kind of looking empty. And the United States, you know they're going to be all big leaguers. Every last one of them. Pretty nice names in here. Lance Lynn is here. I mean, I could go through this whole entire thing all day, but I'll go over, like, you know, the basic ones. JT Realmuto is on this team. Will Smith is also going to be catching. Pete Alonso, Tim Anderson, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Trey Turner. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be on this team. Mookie Betts, Jeff McNeil, Cedric Mullins, Kyle Schwarber, Mike Trout. I mean, this team is loaded. Team Mexico as well is going to be in it. They've got quite a few big leaguers. Jaron Duran, I believe, is playing for this team. He sure is. Randy Arozarena is going to be on this team. Alex Verdugo. Jonathan Aranda, some people might know. Joey Meneses, a stud who was with the Nationals. Taijuan Walker is going to be on this team. Jose Urquidy, Julio Urias. Team Mexico is looking nice. Team Colombia has some big leaguers, some minor leaguers. Jose Quintana, you guys probably know that name. Harold Ramirez here at the bottom. You can't see him yet. Harold Ramirez. Gio Urshela is going to be on this team. Jorge Alfaro is going to be in the backstop for these guys. Team Colombia is going to be interesting because I got some guys. Team Canada, I'm going to give it to you short and sweet here. You got like Joey Votto and Freddie Freeman. You got a couple other guys, not a lot of real major leaguers. Cal Quantrill's on this team. I like Cal Quantrill. Quite a few minor leaguers as well, though. Otto Lopez is going to be playing in it. He's a Toronto Blue Jays minor leaguer. Tyler O'Neill as well, so that's pretty good. Tyler O'Neill is going to be playing for them as well. Great Britain. A lot of minor leaguers. I believe Jazz Chisholm is playing for this team. Trace Thompson of the Dodgers is also going to be in it, and I don't see Jazz's name on this. I thought he was on Great Britain, but maybe not. We're going to move on to Pool D. Team Israel, I know Jock Peterson is on this team, but other than that, not a lot of big leaguers. Richard Blyer is actually on this team. That's pretty interesting. Nicaragua, the new team that played themselves into this tournament. They've got minor leaguers, and that's about it from the big leagues. Everyone else is really just club teams. Puerto Rico is going to be a good team. We all know this. They do have a lot of minor leaguers themselves, but Edwin Diaz, Marcus Stroman, who is playing for Team Puerto Rico this year, whereas last time he played for Team USA and he was the MVP. Martin Maldonado, MJ Melendez, Christian Vasquez, Javi Baez, Edwin Diaz, Kike Hernandez, Francisco Lindor, Emmanuel Rivera, Eddie Rosario. Team Puerto Rico is looking nice. And Janeshue Vargas, because we love him. Team Venezuela, Jose Alvarado is a nasty reliever. Eliezer, Pablo Lopez, Jesus Luzardo, Jesus Lizard, Herman Marquez, Martin Perez. The pitching on this team is looking pretty nice. Omar Narvaez and Salvador Perez and Robinson Chirinos. Altuve, Arraez, Cabrera, Escobar, Jimenez, Rengifo, Eugenio Suarez, Glaber, Acuna, Peralta, Santander. This is a nice team. And probably the favorite, I would assume, Dominican Republic, although Vlad Guerrero Jr. did just drop out either yesterday or the day before. It doesn't really matter. Brian Abreu, Sandy Alcantara, Roansy Contreras is pretty good. Camilo Doval is disgusting. Rafael Montero, Greg Soto, Gary Sanchez, Willie Adames, Heimer Candelario, Cano, Cruz, Rafael Devers, Wander Franco, Manny Machado, Ketel Marte, Jeremy Pena, Gene Segura, Teoscar, Eloy, Julio, and Juan Soto. This team is disgusting. We are now here at the bracket, and I am about to reveal to you the teams that I picked to go on into the bracket. 2 teams from each pool, as we said, are going to be making it, and I'm about to fill out my bracket. So how the format works is actually the 1 seed from one pool is going to play the 2 seed from the other. So A will play B and C will play D. So 1 seed pool A will play 2 seed of pool B and vice versa. Same thing goes for pools C and D. The teams I have chosen: North Korea, America, Cuba, Japan, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Netherlands, and Mexico. Those are the 8 teams that I have chosen. I have Cuba taking the 1 seed in Pool A, and I have the Netherlands taking the 2 seed in Pool A. This is a mistake. This is supposed to be South Korea, and just so that I don't offend anybody, I'm changing it. I have Japan taking the 1 seed of Pool B, and I have South Korea taking the 2 seed of Pool B. I have the US taking the 1 seed of Pool C. I have Mexico taking the 2 seed. I have the DR taking the 1 seed of Pool D. And once again, I made a mistake. This is Puerto Rico taking the 2 seed of Pool D. The bracket is now set up. And now we will go ahead and see who's going to win the whole thing. Starting here on the left side, South Korea and Cuba. Cuba was really the result of a weaker division. While South Korea is good, I do think that Cuba is going to come away with the victory in this one, single elimination. I do like Cuba. Japan and the Netherlands. The Netherlands was there again, result of a weaker division. I think they're going to get a little bit lucky. I think Japan is the clear and obvious winner in this one. They are a way better team. Over here on the right side, a really good matchup, Puerto Rico and the USA. I think in the end, call me a homer, but I think the USA is going to take this one. Puerto Rico is a really good team. They are loaded. USA is just a little bit more loaded. DR and Mexico. Mexico is a sneaky, really good team. The DR is just really the best team, I think, in this roster-wise. That gives us a final 4. Cuba, Japan, DR, and America. We'll save the best for last. Go over here. Cuba and Japan. Cuba's team is really good. Japan always does pretty decently in this World Baseball Classic. If you did not know, America did win the last one. I should have said that. I think in the end on this side, I want to take Japan in this one. I think Japan is the team that makes the most sense for this. I moved my camera down so you could see Japan is going to be going down here. Who's going to win, America or the Dominican Republic? It's going to be close. Dominican Republic's going to win. Their team is just disgusting, man. DR and Japan, I don't think I can go with anybody except for the DR. I think the DR is going to take it. I think they're going to take it big. I think they're a better team than Japan. I wish they'd be America and DR in the finals, but that's just not how the bracket's going to be able to shape out. My prediction, DR wins it over Japan in the finals. Let me know what you guys thought about this video, if it was helpful or anything. I just wanted to give you a little information before you go and watch the World Baseball Classic. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like as well as subscribe. Go buy some merch down below. I will see you guys in the next one. MLB All-Time Team Imperialism is coming out soon. Peace out.